Welcome back. Welcome back to Young Tripp Reactions. Yeah. Insane. Absolutely insane. Such a damn shame.
You're watching Young Tripp Reactions, the show where rapper Young Tripp reacts to the latest videos on crime, drama, news, and so much more. Get ready, because the show's about to start. Let's go.
Peace. Welcome back to Young Tripp Reactions. The next video we're going to do is Wisconsin mom shoots boy over water bottle. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. If you have any videos that you run across that you want to hear me react to on the channel, post it in my community tab or send it to me over through direct message on my professional FB or my professional Instagram. Also, make sure you come follow me over on my professional FB and my professional Instagram, because I post over there as well too. If you have any situations involving police misconduct, injustice, violations of civil rights involving you, a friend, or a loved one, send that to me through direct message on my professional FB or my professional Instagram. Let me know about the civil rights attorneys involved, similar to Ben Crump or Ben Crump himself. Let me know about the activists that are involved, so I can join them in the fight for justice as an activist myself for you or your loved one. If it does involve a friend or a loved one, and the same thing applies to you as well too, see if they want to come on the channel and tell their story regarding the police or whoever or whatever it involves. If they're not in a situation or in a good spot to do that, or just not wanting to do that, and the same applies to you too, you can write a statement or they can write a statement, and I can pull the public information plus read their statement to get that out there for them or yourself. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. And also make sure you come follow me over on my professional FB and my professional Instagram. My social media is pinned at the top of the chat along with the original video, and at the top of the link in the description along with the original video. And let's get into it.
You're watching When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong.
My homie Trey King. It's been a while since I did Trey King's videos.
Yeah, YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again to y'all in the video. Hope you're having a very great day. Hope you're having a very great week. My day is going absolutely marvelous. Big shout out to all the channel members and subscribers to the Trey King Show family. And much love to all of you. And you all, we have a story out of Wisconsin by way of Milwaukee. And big shout out to everybody in the great state of Wisconsin, everybody outside the great city of Milwaukee. Now, before I start this story, I want to send a special thank you out to my channel members and also to my subscribers for sending me this story. And also, keep these stories coming. And now, family, you all know, for those who have been watching me for the last 10 years almost, we always talk about on the Trey King Show, raising our kids right, and not only raising them right, but at the same time, teaching them a work ethic, teaching them how to go out and make an honest living. But what happened when you have a 12-year-old son who's trying to do the right thing, who's trying to make money the right way, not selling drugs, not breaking in nobody's car, not breaking nobody's house, not robbing nobody, but trying to sell bottles of water just to make a few extra dollars, and your child meet a big burly, husky, linebacker built woman who attacks your child. And not only does she attack your child, but the heifer has nerve to haul off and shoot your child. How would you respond, family?
Oh, heck no. That's crazy. The title, I guess he had to kind of fix it up where YouTube wouldn't flag it. That's why he didn't speak about the child being shot by the lady. This is crazy. Let me get my mind together for this one. So this lady, not the lady who shot the boy, but his family, his parents, them got him together where he could sell bottles of water. He's doing the right thing, you know, just trying to make a little bit of some money, extra money. Probably he's trying to buy something, probably a bicycle or something. And this uncivilized mutt comes and tries to buy water from his water stand. And not even trying to buy it, was just trying to come and steal it. And he's trying to stop her from stealing it. And she shoots him with the push button machine. That's crazy. Let's continue, y'all.
How would you feel? And not only does she attack your child, but the heifer has nerve to haul off and shoot your child. How would you respond, family? How would you feel? Now, this story right here has a lot of people.
Boy, I don't know what I would do. I know I probably would be in jail or trying to have the Lord and Savior hold me down as much as possible. Let's continue.
Pick a size, which child. And not only does she attack your child, but the heifer has nerve to haul off and shoot your child. How would you respond, family? How would you feel? Now, this story right here has a lot of people picking sides, which I don't understand why. Because you would think to yourself today, if you have a woman who's bad built and 33 years old and who has a handgun and who approached a 12-year-old boy all because her son got beat up, you would think to yourself today, family, that more people.
Her son got beat up, so I'm guessing her son was trying to buy water, or unless this has nothing to do with the water, we're going to get there. But whatever the situation is, the reason why I keep pausing, even without getting into the real information yet, is because either way, this is absolutely crazy. So even if your son and this other person's son got into it somewhere else, doing something else, or he came to the water stand and he didn't give him any water, it still don't matter for you. It still doesn't give you the right to show up and try to shoot somebody else's son. That is absolutely crazy. Let's continue.
Would take a 12-year-old boy with a handgun and who approached a 12-year-old boy all because her son got beat up. You would think to yourself today, family, that more people would take the 12-year-old boy's side. But as you all know, these days, people call what's right wrong and what's wrong right. Now, as you all hear this story, I want you to draw your own conclusions and come up with your own thought process and ask yourself this. Who was the bully? Was it the 12-year-old boy who got shot? Or was it the lady's son who shot the 12-year-old boy? I'm going to let you know what I think.
Oh, so it was the son. Okay. The way Trey got this title, is all over the place. So her son shot the boy. The other, the boy selling the water bottles. Again, people got to be able to teach their kids. Everybody ain't gonna be your friend. Everybody ain't gonna be nice. Everybody ain't gonna rock with you. So many of these young kids today get upset over certain things, and then they go and grab their parents' push button machines. And again, parents need to lock up their push button machines because your kids' brains ain't fully developed, and they just react on emotions, and that is not good. And now this lady then got where her son and got a hold of her push button machine or his father's push button machine, somebody's push button machine, and end up deciding to go and shoot another kid. This is absolutely crazy. At first I was thinking like the way Trey was like describing it was like the mother went and shot the other boy or something. This is crazy. Let's continue.
Off top, ask yourself this. Who was the bully? Was it the 12-year-old boy who got shot? Or was it the lady's son who shot the 12-year-old boy? I'm going to let you know what I think off top. Me personally, I think the 12-year-old boy who got shot, the real victim of the story, I think he was being bullied. And the reason why I say that, look at how the mama act. And also, as you all know, they have a whole saying, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. Now, what makes this story so appalling and so sad also, family, is the fact, not only do we have a 12-year-old boy who was shot in the leg and who cannot walk anymore, who have to go to physical therapy to learn how to walk again, but at the same time, after this big heifer shot this boy, the woman had a nerve to make a jailhouse phone call basically bragging about how she shot the 12-year-old.
So it was her. He keep flipping back and forth between was it her or her son. So she did shoot him. Oh no, this is crazy. You went and shot somebody's kid. Oh man, that's crazy. Unless her and her son did. This is crazy. And Trey all over the place about who did it and who didn't. Let's continue.
Coaching services priced too high.
Advertising,
Here's how
yeah.
I find out. I was so confused on what to charge my clients for life coaching.
Boy, listen, man, but at the same time, after this big heifer shot this boy, the woman had a nerve to make a jailhouse phone call basically bragging about how she shot the 12-year-old boy. Listen.
After her arrest, Burrell was found recorded on a jail call talking about the victim saying, quote, "This ain't your corner. I don't know who the expletive raised you, but they raised you wrong. I'm finna show you right."
And now to all my people up north.
And who raised you? And we got to think about the type of boy that you raising too. Because you in jail talking crazy after shooting somebody else's child with your child. Wrap your mind around that first. This is let's continue. And Trey kind of made me upset with how he got his title all a mess a little bit too. Let's continue. Because then I would have been able to know how to do all this from the beginning. Let's continue.
And to all my people
talking about the victim saying, quote, "This ain't your corner. I don't know who the expletive raised you, but they raised you wrong. I'm finna show you right."
And now to all my people up north and to all my people on the east and west coast, anytime you hear somebody use the word finna, man or woman, it's about to go down. So let me tell you all what this woman said on this jailhouse phone call. She says, "I effed up. I should have just punched him in his face. I lost my temper." Then she goes on to say, "This ain't your corner," the N-word. "I don't know who the F raised you. They raised you wrong. Didn't raise you right. I'm finna show you. Right. What kind of mess is that, family? Number one, we're talking about a dispute between a 12-year-old boy, the one that got shot, and also her son, who also may be 11 or 12 years old. But think about the nerve of this woman to sit there and say that her goal was to punch the child in the face, not to go try to talk to the child and see what was going on. Because as you all know, kids argue. Kids don't fight. That's what part of being a child is about. But you would think if this woman really had that much of a problem with this young boy, she could have contacted this child's parents and talked to the parents. Think about that, family.
Facts. And I was eventually, I knew he was going to get there, so that's why I waited on him, because that Trey is always like that. Yeah, she could have contacted his parents to say, hey, this is what's going on with the kids, blah, 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 blah. How can we solve it? But instead, she's talking about that, well, yeah, I shot him, but man, instead of shooting him, I should have just punched him in the face. Yeah, like that would have been any better. Yeah, maybe would have got a lesser charge, but you still would have got charged. So that's not better. Let's continue. People is crazy putting your hands on somebody else's kids and shooting them. What? Somebody may end up unaliving you over some mess like that. Let's continue.
But the nerve of this woman to sit there, part of being a child is about. But you would think if this woman really had that much of a problem with this young boy, she could have contacted this child's parents and talked to the parents. Think about that, family. But the nerve of this woman to sit there and call from the jailhouse and brag, as if the jailhouse is not going to play that phone call when she go to trial for shooting this boy. But that's not even the worst part, family. So brace yourself. This story is one hell of a ride. Now, this heifer was out of jail for 11 days for child abuse, for abusing the same child who got beat up by the 12-year-old boy she shot.
Ms. Burrell had been out of prison for 11 days for her child abuse conviction.
So you abuse your child, but then you get upset when somebody else, another kid, allegedly, based off of how you felt about it, was abusing your child, but you abusing your child. Make that make sense. This lady's so slow and you over here talking about somebody else and all that. Bro, get out of here. You abusing the child, but then you mad that somebody else is bullying the child, allegedly. Because when we really look at it, we look at it as the guy selling the water bottles, the young boy selling the water bottles, is really the victim, because you also went and shot him. And obviously whatever was going on between him and your son, and you mad at him being mean to your son, but you at home abusing him and got a whole child abuse case going on. What? What? Are we hearing this, y'all? Are we hearing this? I'm gonna even roll this back again. This is crazy.
Where the underlying
Same child who got beat up by the 12-year-old boy she shot.
Ms. Burrell had been out of prison for 11 days for her child abuse conviction, where the underlying victim is one of the victims in this case.
And that's not all, family. The same week this heifer shot this boy was the same week she's supposed to be going to trial for ID theft. Out here stealing people's identity. Listen.
Burrell was set to go to trial this week in a felony case.
And now ask yourself this, family, today.
She got a lot of mess going on. So before we even get to all of that, the whole stuff that this whole video is about, you got a whole case with identity theft and stealing people's identity and doing a whole bunch of stuff with that. Then you have the whole thing of you abusing your own child and then mad that somebody else beat up your child or whatever, in everything with that. And then you decide to go and unalive the person who your child got in a fight with. Thank goodness you didn't unalive him. That is absolutely crazy, but you've been at home abusing them. You got to watch this whole video all the way through for y'all to really be able to get all of this. I know some people be watching, so many minutes, or maybe they be skipping through it or whatever the case may be. But you got to make sure you don't skip over all of this, because this is crazy. She was at home abusing the child. You getting mad because somebody beat up the child, and you also got, obviously a whole case with beating up, with you abusing the child. And then you have a whole case with you stealing people's identity. And then you go and shoot the person who your child got in a dispute with. What? Yeah, y'all gotta watch all of this. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. Let's continue.
How in the hell out here stealing people's identity? Listen.
Burrell was set to go to trial this week in a felony case.
And now ask yourself this, family, today. How in the hell can you sit up here, number one, just got out of jail after being in jail for months, got locked up way back in February, and you're only out of jail for 11 days, up until the point where you shot this 12-year-old boy in his leg. And then, family, she had the nerve to go to the jailhouse and brag, calling herself, yes, a hero, like she Wonder Woman or something like that. Listen to this mess.
Prosecutors say she shot the boy and later admitted to it on recorded jail calls, calling herself, quote, a hero.
Nobody in the community.
How is that a hero? That's not how you teach your son how to handle conflict. That's not a hero. Let's continue. That's actually more cowardly. And then in your case, to be the mother and to be the adult in the situation, that's how you handled it, instead of reaching out to his parents. That is crazy. Let's continue.
Nobody in the
admitted to it on recorded jail calls, calling herself, quote, a hero.
Nobody in the community, nobody in the hood thinks somebody that shoots a 12-year-old kid is a hero. You are not a hero. If you did this, you're a zero.
And thank you, sir, for saying that,
Yeah, she's an absolute zero, not a hero. You're not a hero for shooting a 12-year-old. You are a zero for shooting a 12-year-old. I'm gonna also pull all the facts, like I always do for all the cases anyway, but obviously because Trey is all over the place, so I can make sure that I have everything the right way and understand this whole case all the way. I'm gonna pull everything, which I do that for every case anyway. So I'm gonna pull everything and set everything up like I always do, but I'm definitely gonna have to do it within this case, because usually Trey is usually spot on with all of this, but obviously, like I said, the title is a bit thrown off. And then also, just to make sure I got everything, I just want to make sure I pull everything. Everything else seems to have been okay though, so but I just want to make sure I got everything regarding this case. And anybody who knows about it or whatnot too, you can put it in the comments and stuff too, but by that point I'll already have known everything by then. But make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. Let's continue. So then I can know what's going on with her kid and the other person's kid, what caused the fight, what the fight was connected to, and all that, if all that is publicly available. And then obviously the stuff involving her. Let's continue.
Directly to her face.
A 12-year-old kid is a hero. You are not a hero. If you did this, you're a zero.
And thank you, sir, for saying it directly to her face. What kind of fool, what kind of person called themselves a hero after shooting a 12-year-old boy, all because he whooped your son's butt? Think about that, family. Now, I understand. Nobody wants their child whooped.
So obviously the other kid beat up her kid, but you at home abusing them anyway. But no, this is how some parents is though. I can do whatever I want to do to my kid, but nobody else can't do nothing to him. And so then when somebody else do something to them, even if it's somebody their own age, they about ready to go from zero to a hero, let her tell it, in a matter of seconds, even though you at home abusing your kid yourself and you mad because somebody else just beat him up. What? Make it make sense. but there's a lot of parents out there that's like that. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. Let's continue.
Nobody want their child to boy, all because he whooped your son butt. Think about that, family. Now I understand. Nobody want their child whooped. Nobody want their child to get beat up. But at the same time, a fight is a fight. And as in any fight, you're going to have winners and you're going to have losers. But guess what, though? It's all part of a lesson. At least you're able to live and fight another day. But the nerve of this woman to sit there and brag, not only talking about how she wanted to punch a child in the face, but at the same time, calling herself a damn hero. So once...
And sometimes, as one of my relatives told me one time, you win some, you lose some, regarding all things. Let's continue.
Again, the day. But the nerve of this woman to sit there and brag, not only talking about how she wanted to punch a child in the face, but at the same time, calling herself a damn hero. So once again, let me drive this point home. As you all heard so far, who do you all think the bully was in this situation? It sounded like to me, the 12-year-old boy who got beat up copied off his mom. Because as you all know, the apple don't fall too far from the tree. Because if his mom is reckless, guess what? Most likely her son will be that reckless. Because no good parent in their right mind will sit up there and talk about hitting a child in the face and then bragging about it and then having the nerve to call themselves a hero. So once again, it sounded like to me, Miss Cosetta Burrell, looking like a football player, was the bully and also her son. Let's begin.
She has a history of criminal convictions that go back years.
33-year-old Cosetta Burrell was just released from prison, is prohibited from having a gun, and waiting to go to trial for another felony case.
So she shouldn't have even had a push-button machine, as you just heard the news reporter even say, but she got one anyway. Absolutely insane. Let's continue.
When prosecutors
that go back years.
33-year-old Cosetta Burrell was just released from prison, is prohibited from having a gun, and waiting to go to trial for another felony case. When prosecutors say, Bill Miston explains now, she shot a 12-year-old boy over turf selling water bottles.
33-year-old Cosetta Burrell is charged with 22 counts relating to leading police on a high-speed chase with kids in her vehicle after prosecutors say Burrell shot a 12-year-old boy.
Now, family, this incident had first...
And before I even let Trey talk, the thing is, you so busy thinking that you protecting your kids, trying to help them out with some type of dispute that they got going on with another kid, and then you got your kids in the car trying to speed away with them, putting yourself and your children at risk, but you so much love them. And abusing them at home too. Yeah, nah. Nah. Let's continue.
Came to light.
It's relating to leading police on a high-speed chase with kids in her vehicle after prosecutors say Burrell shot a 12-year-old boy.
Now, family, this incident had first came to light on Friday, July the 17th, inside the great state of Wisconsin, inside the great city of Milwaukee, where we have 33-year-old Cosetta Burrell, who had just recently got out of jail a week and a half prior, who was charged with shooting a 12-year-old boy in the leg. All over the fact that her 12-year-old son got beat up by the boy that she shot. And the reason, once again, why she said she shot the boy was because an ongoing dispute that was going on for roughly a week, where she alleged, yes, the word alleged, that her son was being bullied by the boy she shot. Think about that, family. Now ask yourself this.
And why do we keep having these types of stories? Because I've done like so many of these types of stories from Trey. I've done, obviously some as reactions and all that. Why is the response, instead of calling the other set of parents, not the answer? The answer is, let me grab my push button machine, or let me sneak my push button machine in my son's backpack so he can take it to school and tell him that I gave it to him, and then he in the school unaliving everybody he got an issue with. Why is that? Why is it never, let me pick up the phone, hey, such and such, how you doing? Oh, good, finding you. It's so easy with social media now, too, that everybody love to get on TikTok, which is everybody's so-called favorite. Not for me, but for people who love TikTok. Get on there, hit the person up. Obviously, I'm a Facebook, Instagram, type baby as a person, born in the 90s and raised in the 2000s. Obviously obviously me born in the late 90s, and then, raised in the earlier parts of the 2000s. Obviously FB and Instagram and stuff like that is obviously my time period. But obviously this new generation and stuff like to get on TikTok. Why not just get on TikTok, search for the parents' name, or if you don't find the parents on TikTok, get on FB, get on Instagram. I'm sure you got that as well too, and search for the parents on there, because it's more likely they'll definitely have one of those where you can hit the parents up and let them know what's going on. But no, it's easier just to hand my son, in their minds, as them, it's easier just to hand my son the push button machine, and he can just go to school and, end up unaliving them and then going to jail for 10 to 15 years, if not life, if they unalive them. Crazy. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. Let's continue.
How can your son be getting bullied? That her son was being bullied by the boy she shot. Think about that, family. Now ask yourself this. How in the hell can your son be getting bullied by this 12-year-old boy when you are a bully yourself? Look at your actions. So once again, that's why I stated that the apple don't fall too far from the tree. Because let's think about this, family. If the mama is this reckless and she acting like this, chances are what? Yeah, somebody said it. You're paying attention. Good job. That her child is acting the same damn way. Because as you all know, these kids learn this behavior, those bad behaviors, from their parents. Everything starts at home, and everything also ends at home. Now, you would think to yourself that if your son had a problem with this 12-year-old boy, that they could have worked out their differences. They could have talked it out. But what does the mom, Cosetta Burrell, does? Instead of extinguishing the situation, you make the situation much worse, escalated. But you got the nerve want to sit there and tell us the reason why you done this was because your son was being bullied. I highly doubt that, because number one, if you're acting the way you're acting, which is true that you're acting that way, because we have the story, chances are your son is the same exact way. Let's continue.
Here you have what started as a dispute between two groups of children for water bottles selling turf.
And now, family, let me ask you all this, for everybody else out there that's riding a slow bus today. If, the word if your child have another problem with another child, what's the best thing to do? Yes, trying to get them to talk it out. And if the children can't talk it out because they're children, what does the parent supposed to do? Get the children together along with the other parents and have a sit down. And guess what? Nobody goes to jail. Nobody end up getting their ass whooped. Nobody end up getting shot. So on the other
facts. Let's continue.
And what happens when down? And guess what? Nobody goes to jail. Nobody end up getting their ass whooped. Nobody end up getting shot. So on the other hand, what happens when you say F all that? I'm going to take matters into my own hand. You know what's going to happen? The same thing I'm explaining right now. You're going to get your ass in deep, deep trouble. Think about that, family. Now, the only thing this woman had to do was talk to that young man, talk to his parents if he did not want to listen. Because number one, that's not your child. What kind of grown-up think that way? And more than anything, what kind of good parent, mom or dad, sit there and assault the child, all because that child got the best of your child in a fair fight? We talking about a fair fight. And once again, children are going to fight, especially boys, because I grew up whooping a lot of ass in my damn day. Only took one L. That's by that man at the gas station, that old Marine. But anyway, that's a different story. And now, the thing that a parent should do if your child is having a problem with another child, and it may lead to violence, the best thing to do is for the parents to step in with a level head, with a cool head. But how in the hell can you do that when you sitting up there talking about whooping a child ass and then shooting the child? So you cannot reason with these type of people. So once again, as I asked you all earlier, who do you think the bully was? Was it the 12-year-old boy who got shot, or was it the boy mom who shot the 12-year-old boy? Think about that, family. Let's continue.
Prosecutors say Burrell, her girlfriend, and other children, including Burrell's, drove around the neighborhood looking for the victim. Prosecutors say Burrell shot the boy, shot at his brother, and hit a nearby house with people inside.
Enough.
That is absolutely insane. So they drove around trying to find him. basically trying to start a problem, found him, shot him, almost shot his brother, shot another house. All of this all over because your son and him got into it. The son that you were at home abusing and had a whole child abuse case over, and you out and about trying to find somebody where your son had a fair fight and just lost the fight. He can only lose fights to you. That's okay, but he can't lose fights to nobody out here in the world. What a trip. What a trip. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. This mother here is a trip. He can lose to you. He can get beat up by you at home, and you can end up with a child abuse case, but he can't have a fair fight with somebody his own age. That's his own size. That's on his own level. What? That's backwards. That's slow. Let's continue.
Family, think about this.
And other children, including Burrell's, drove around the neighborhood looking for the victim. Prosecutors say Burrell shot the boy, shot at his brother, and hit a nearby house with people inside.
And now, family, think about this. Instead of Cosetta Burrell trying to find his 12-year-old boy to talk to him and to see what was really going on, or trying to talk to his parents, she decides to get in her friend SUV, a white Nissan Pathfinder, along with her 4 children that's in the back, and hunt this boy down as if she was hunting for a grown man or a grown woman. We're talking about a child, a 12-year-old boy. What kind of person in their right mind does that? And also, added to that point, she's a convicted felon. She was not even supposed to be in possession of a firearm. And also, once again, as I stated earlier, she was going to trial that same week for another felony. So here we have a convicted felon that was going to court for another felony and then also commit another felony by shooting the 12-year-old boy. Think about that. Now ask yourself this. How in the hell can you reason with somebody like that? But this big heifer wants us to believe that her son was the victim. And she wants to believe also at the same time that she was a damn hero. This woman is what you call a damn fool. Because as you all heard so far, none of what she's saying is making no sense. So when you have parents like this, guess what's going to happen? Of course, they're going to have unruly kids. Of course, they're going to have badass kids. But the nerve of this woman to sit up here, hunt this boy down, find him, shoot at him, and then also shoot at his brother, Mr. Brother, and then also shoot again, and then this bullet hit a house where a mom was sitting there with her 3 children. And she also had a 2-month-old in the living room, and the bullet passed right by them. Thank God that little baby or none of them other kids or even this woman or even the boy brother or even himself, even though he's paralyzed, got killed that day. Because as you all see,
that's absolutely insane. She was just so reckless trying to be super mom even though she at home abusing her son, wanting to play super mom. Was shooting all over the place even though you at home abusing your son yourself, and you put so many other people at risk. A lady sitting in her house with all of her kids and her newborn baby, and shoot into their house, shoot the victim that you was trying to find in the first place, and trying to shoot his brother, and just didn't care what you was doing because you was all mad because somebody else beat up your son, but you at home beating him up yourself. What? No sense at all. Let's continue.
this woman, his kids, or even this woman, or even the boy brother, or even himself, even though he's paralyzed, got killed that day. Because as you all see, this woman is reckless and
turns out you should never sue the driver who crashed into you after a car accident. There's a much better way you could get paid a way bigger check without suing.
Dangerous. Kids, or even this woman, or even the boy brother, or even himself, even though he's paralyzed, got killed that day. Because as you all see, this woman is reckless and dangerous. Let's close up.
Prosecutors say flock cameras spotted the suspect vehicle, and when deputies tried to pull it over, Burrell started a nearly 6-mile pursuit at speeds upwards of 80 miles per hour with 4 kids in the vehicle, including her son.
And now in closing, as you all heard,
80 miles an hour, including everybody, all her other kids, and including the child that she was so much trying to have his back, even though she at home abusing him, and driving 80 miles an hour, risking her life, all her other kids, and his life. Make it make sense, y'all. Because it don't. But let's continue.
I told you all it was going to be a hell of a...
Deputies tried to pull it over. Burrell started a nearly 6-mile pursuit at speeds upwards of 80 miles per hour with 4 kids in the vehicle, including her son.
And now in closing, as you all heard, I told you all it was going to be a hell of a story. Now, after Cosetta Burrell shot the 12-year-old boy, that's when the boy ran home to his parents, and then his parents, mom and dad, 2-parent home, took him to the hospital, and then the police started looking for Cosetta Burrell. And as you all heard the news reporter state, she was spotted on a flock camera. Ain't no getting away from them damn flock cameras, as you all know. Now, instead of Cosetta Burrell just pulling the vehicle over because it was not her vehicle, it was a girlfriend vehicle. Instead of them pulling the vehicle over, she decides to go on a high-speed chase with her 4 kids in the back of the white Nissan Pathfinder, going 80-something miles per hour through the city streets of Milwaukee and also on residential roads, 80-something miles per hour. So not only could she have killed this boy when she shot the 12-year-old boy, killed his brother because she shot at him, and then also potentially have killed one of those kids that she shot in the house, but also she could have ran over multiple people trying to flee from the police. Now the police did throw out a spike strip and she was able to avoid it, almost hitting an officer, killing him. She is lucky today to be alive. And now just think if the police in Milwaukee would have opened fire on that white Nissan Pathfinder where she had her children in the backseat of that vehicle, killing her along with her children. Just think how much drastic this story could have turned out. All because this woman wanted to keep it real. That's why sometimes it does not pay to keep it real. Sometimes it's best to swallow your ego. But what person in their right mind confront a 12-year-old child in this manner? Talking about their main goal was to hit the child and knock him out. And since they weren't able to do that, they shot the child as he was fleeing. And now the child is paralyzed. So, as I asked you all earlier in the video, who do you think the bully was? Was it the 12-year-old boy who got shot? Or was it the boy, mom, who did the shooting? But anyway, you all let me know what you think about the story. If there's anything I may have missed, anything I may have misinformed, which is not my true intent, please let me know in the comment section, or you can email me, and we can talk about it more there. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Also share the video with your family and friends. Till next time, you all stay blessed. And parents, raise your children right. And parents also, if your child has a problem with another child, we're talking about children, not adults. If your child have a problem with another child, go talk to the child. And if you can't talk to the child, go to the child parents. But never take matters and violence in your own hands, especially when you're dealing with children. Because as you all know, children are going to be children. Anyway, I will see you all soon on the next Trey King Show. And thank you all for the love and support. And have a great weekend. And I'm out.
You are watching Wouldn't Keep It.
That is absolutely crazy. This mother is crazy. So you at home abusing him. He gets into it with a boy his age that ends up winning the fight. You get mad. You go out, look for the boy, found the boy, shoot at him and his brother, hit him. I don't know if he's permanently paralyzed or if he's going through physical therapy, because Trey was all over the place with that a little bit too, where, you know, he's going through physical therapy to learn how to walk again, and then all of a sudden he's paralyzed. So I'm gonna have to do my own research to figure that part out. When I put the video out, you will know by then, based off of the pinned comment and the link in the description. But yeah, he's either permanently paralyzed or he's learning how to walk again, and he will walk again. Hopefully he'll walk again. But you shot at him and his brother, hitting him in his leg, and he's trying to recover from that, all over because your son and him got into it, And while he's out trying to do whatever, sell water bottles or whatever this thing is that he's trying to sell with water, and y'all hunt him down, and instead of you talking to him, which is what you should do, like Trey said, you decide to confront him with violence and shoot at him and not go talk to his parents or talk to him. That is absolutely insane. But let me know what y'all think about all of this. She deserves everything that's coming to her. That's my opinion. Let me know what y'all think. I'll have the original video pinned at the top of the chat and at the top of the link in the description. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. If you have any videos that you run across that you want to hear me react to on the channel, post it in my community tab or send it to me through direct message on my professional FB or my professional Instagram. Also, make sure you come follow me over on my professional FB and my professional Instagram, because I post over there as well too. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. If you have any situations involving police misconduct, injustice, violations of civil rights, involving you, a friend, or a loved one, send that to me through direct message on my professional FB or my professional Instagram. If a situation involves a friend or a relative, they can see if they want to come onto the channel and tell their story, or you could tell the story for them, or you guys can write a statement and I can get the public statement out there. The same thing applies to you if the situation involves you. Either way works. Let me know about the civil rights attorneys involved, similar to Ben Crump or Ben Crump himself. Let me know about the activists that are involved, where I can join them in the fight for justice for you or your loved one as an activist myself. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and join the Young Tripp family. And like Trey said, if you can't talk to the child, go talk to the child's parents. Do not be pulling out push-button machines, going on high-speed chases, and shooting at other people's kids. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.